Well, we did what I asked. We beat the brakes off of Auburn. So there's some good and some bad with this game. So the good thing is we ran the ball the best we have all year so far today. Branson Robinson looked amazing. True freshman. Dejon Edwards did well. Stetson Bennett even had a 64-yard rushing touchdown. The longest rushing touchdown we've had all year so far. And he absolutely just torched Auburn's defense. Hey, excuse me. It reminded me a lot of Daniel Jones, New York Giants quarterback's touchdown runs in the NFL. So that's something to be pretty hyped about. Defensively, we looked pretty good today. We didn't. I don't think. No, we didn't have any sacks. Robbie Ashford, Auburn's quarterback, was running out of the pocket a lot, though. We got a lot of pressures on him. There was one turnover to where Robbie Ashford, the Auburn quarterback, excuse me, I'm just getting over a cold, stepped up in the pocket, and I don't even know if one of our guys got a hand on him. It looked like he just dropped the ball, but we recovered, and there was another, could have been turnover. Malachi Starks, true freshman, had the ball in his hands for an interception, dropped the ball, but it's whatever. Defense played pretty well. They only let up one touchdown in the fourth quarter, third or fourth quarter, I believe, to where Ashford threw it out in the flat to Jarquez Hunter. He ran upfield, broke two tackles. The two defenders absolutely just whiffed on the tackles, didn't wrap up, and he took it all the way to the house. Besides that, Auburn's offense was pretty anemic. Stetson Bennett had one turnover today with a fumble. No other turnovers, though. Ladd McConkey looked a lot better this week than he had the last 2 weeks with some pretty good receptions. Now, the passing game, speaking of that, did not look up to par this week. I don't know if we're having to start from scratch with how we play. Ever since that Kent State game, we kind of look like we have kind of restarted because after the Kent State game against Missouri, we were down. After halftime, we started running the ball again, and that carried over this week. I guess it's going to take a little bit more time to get the passing game up to snuff with the running game. Anyways, Stetson had a few overthrown balls, especially one that would have been a touchdown at the end of the first half, thrown to Brock Bowers, and then one, I believe at the beginning of the third quarter, that would have been a touchdown to Ladd McConkey. Besides that, first half Stetson threw for something like 7 of 13 for 25 yards. That's not something we need to make a habit of. Second half, he threw better balls. I don't think we converted a third down until the second half, which that tells the story of why. There's still some places to improve for us, but we're looking better. If we can continue to improve week by week, especially coming up in a couple of weeks to the Tennessee game, we should be fine. That Tennessee game's getting a lot more scarier than it was at the beginning of the season. Kentucky. Now, what else happened today across the SEC? Well, Kentucky, without Will Levis, ended up losing to South Carolina. South Carolina gets a big win against a ranked Kentucky team. However, it's not going to affect how I rank them. How I rank South Carolina. Kentucky, by the way, I'm going to be doing my mid-season top 25 probably tomorrow, but Kentucky's going to definitely be out of the top 25 after that. I get it, Will Levis was out, but even with him there, it was like pulling teeth trying to get that offense going. And Ole Miss, not too much better. They struggled with Vanderbilt for the first 2.5 quarters. Now Vanderbilt, they're getting better. It's going to take a couple more years for them to be an SEC caliber contender, I guess. But besides that, I mean, Mississippi State looked good. They absolutely beat the brakes off of Arkansas without KJ Jefferson. And Tennessee looked good. They absolutely beat the brakes off LSU in Baton Rouge. And then we come down to the elephant in the room, literally. Alabama played at home to Texas A&M. Bryce Young was out of the game, and you had Jalen Milroe getting his first start at Alabama. Alabama had 5 turnovers, 4 fumbles, and an interception, if I remember correctly. They had a 14-point lead in the first half. Texas A&M, with about 10 seconds left, was driving down the field, and the score was Alabama 24, Texas A&M 20. They got right to the goal line, and Jimbo Fisher called a very idiotic play. I don't know if it was Jimbo Fisher's call. I don't know if it was Haynes King's read or what, but Texas A&M outplayed Alabama. Honestly. Alabama missed 2 field goals. Will Riker missed 2 field goals, I might add, which is very uncharacteristic for him. It was set up to where it was pretty much saying, hey, Texas A&M, if you put in the effort, we're going to give you this win. But they ended up not getting the win. Alabama 6-0, as well as Georgia. And if they don't get Bryce Young back next week, they're going to have a rude awakening against Tennessee, in my opinion, in Knoxville. But I'm expecting them to get Bryce Young back next week. It's going to be a good game in Knoxville, while Georgia hosts Vandy. And what's another big game? I would look it up, but I don't. I'd have to look at it. Anyways, that's about all that went on today that was really notable, especially around the SEC. So, anyways, let's continue to get better. Let's work on that down the field passing game, and let's continue to get better all the way to the SEC championship and hopefully beyond that. So, hope you all enjoyed. Have a great day. Go Dogs.